Brazil, representing Brazil,
Yeah.
representing. Is Richarlison on that team?
I think he's injured, so I don't believe so.
Right. Well, yeah, this gives people a break, get some sleep for me. I've been waking up at 4:30 a.m. on my end on the West Coast to watch these games, watch these Burnley and Brighton games.
Oh man, power to you, because I don't.
Yeah. How did you well, before we even start, let's see how everyone else in our league did.
Yeah.
We'll talk about how we did. We'll bring in a guest. We'll talk about
big guest tonight. Big guest.
Bring in a guest. We'll talk about some of the players who we think we should have in our teams, who should stay, who should go. It'll be a good discussion, and yeah, let's get started.
Right.
Talking about our league first before we jump into our teams.
Who was the top scorer for the week? Let me see.
Yeah, top scorer was a guy.
Chase.
Yeah, the guy who hit the top score this week at 97.
Wow.
Yeah, he is in 23rd place in our league. He, Odell Charles, with his team Sancho, excuse me, got points with Watkins, Harry Kane. He had Bruno, Salah, Ziyech, Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters had 9 points. Wow. Or clean sheet. Okay.
Bruno, I missed out on Bruno.
Kyle Walker-Peters had bonus points. 3.
I missed out on Bruno, man.
Yeah, Justin McCarthy. So yeah, he had a solid team.
Right.
He had a solid team. And for our league, the leader of our league is Wayne 4KT. I hope that it doesn't mean anything bad. I'm out of touch with stuff. Bad intentions is his name. Okay, he's on the top with 543 points. So big up yourself, Wayne. The pack is coming at you, and Mishan is behind him by 4 points. So that's how he did. How did you do this week? What was your like?
68 points. It wasn't great. I thought it would be a good score, and then I saw other people score and realized it wasn't all that. But I was happy with 68. Just a quick rundown. I had Werner, Kane, Salah, Souček, Son, Chilwell, Kufal. So my transfers this week, I brought in Werner and Kufal.
Right.
They both hit. I was worried with the West Ham clean sheet when Fulham had the penalty in the last minute. So I was happy for Lukman to miss. I was happy.
I'll pull yours real quick. I see something there. Son as captain. Why the Son and not Kane? What was your thinking there?
Kane started in Europa and Son didn't. That was simply it. I wasn't overthinking it. It didn't work out in the end, but that was the thinking. Kane started in Europa and Son didn't. Nothing beyond that.
Not that big of a difference in points. But on an overall solid team, I guess we had to be pulling in double-digit holes.
Yeah, I'm looking this week. Before you talk about your game week, the transfer I'm looking at this week, I might do Son to Rashford, or I might -4 and do Son to Bruno and something else. Because I could do Son to Rashford in one move. To get Bruno would be a -4, but it's definitely going to be Rashford or Bruno this week for me.
Right. Nice. Rashford he's on my radar as well, So, I moved out Bruno this week, even though he was bringing in points and I liked him on my team. I know he was solid. I had no problems with Bruno. Danny Ings went out injured and he's going to be out for, probably 4 to 6 weeks. And I am playing the catch-up game, so I have to make sure I stay up. So I made 2 transfers to get him in. Bruno downgraded Bruno to Zaha and upgraded Danny to Vardy. And Vardy could have give me a little bit more points, but Captain Kane.
Somebody's greedy.
Somebody's greedy. It's Captain Kane, and I had 77 points.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, 77 points. Cool with that. And for me, I had Ziyech. Ziyech was one of the moves that, like I said, after I saw him play that first game, I was like, all right, them crosses he coming in with, super excited about it. So Ziyech is somebody I have my eyes on, and I had him there. And yeah, that's my team. And I mean, my next person I might be looking to bring in, possibly, is somebody like a Rashford, because I feel like Man U, he is the guy at Man U.
Yeah, I want anybody who's playing against West Brom. That's just my thinking. So that's why it's going to be Rashford or Bruno for me this week. And we have a guest coming up, and I think he's a Man United fan as well. So we'll discuss with him.
Yeah, we should just bring him in.
Just bring him in. Go ahead.
Bring him in. The founder of Top Tings, Chad, is in the building.
Yo.
Chad, what's good, man?
We had to get a camera flip on his side if possible. Boom, there we go.
All right.
What's good? Top Tings in the house.
What's going on, fellas?
Everything is all right, my brother. Thanks for coming on.
Respect.
All right.
Talk about Top Tings a little bit, actually. I saw your league and I was like, wow, you guys have a big following. How did it start up, and was he thinking behind Top Tings and the branding? You guys post every week and you guys are consistent, so I give you that. I see. I love the Instagram
I follow
page.
on IG. I follow.
Yeah,
on
the IG page is very active. So I don't know if it's like a team you have there, data computer guys pulling down stats, pictures. It's a 50 of you all in a room right now working overtime. Talk about Top Tings.
Respect for having me on, fellas. So, same big up to you guys, because Waddell put me on to you guys and your league and what you guys been doing and the podcast and so on. And I like the content so far. Different. It's pro Caribbean, which is kind of the whole premise for Top Things. We're pushing football, we're covering football, but we're covering it, keeping that Caribbean flavor, keeping that Caribbean vibe, and that's what we want to promote, because the Caribbean is kind of hot right now, music, all kinds of different things.
Right.
I think it's a good time to be pro Caribbean and kind of push that vibe out there,
You have some funny posts on there too. It's not always serious. I like that.
Oh no, not at all. So I mean, it's really the kind of the group chat vibe, right? And
yeah.
Man, if you guys like me, you guys been in some group chats with some friends that the things that we just talking, realize you talk a lot of football, and that's what we've been doing all these years, banter and the jokes and but the serious conversations and the stats and all that, but you can't leave out the banter,
Yeah, Sam, this is one of the little Top Things posts right here. It's Messi drinking a Carib. And they have content going on here. So if you're on here, follow the Top Things football. Some stats and everything like that. Nice, man. Nice. Well, let's jump into your season so far. What was your vibe? Just give us the rundown. How was actually last week for you? How was your last game week?
Last week wasn't too bad. I think I was a little bit above the average, 63 points. I was hoping for a little bit better. I had Son as my captain and
me too. Me too.
Didn't really come through, and Kane ended up getting the goal. So right now, if you have Son and you have Kane, you're good. If you don't have Kane, you're kind of hoping he don't score. So, but you have to have at least one of them right now. Some people have up to three. I think I had Reguilon and Son. So, that's what I was rolling with.
I have Kane and Son. I'm actually looking to get rid of Son this week because Tottenham have some hard games coming up. I'm gonna keep Kane, but I'm gonna sell Son.
But both Son and Kane kind of big game players. I have to keep. I keep in regular because I was about to transfer him out, and then Trent got injured, which Trent was on the chopping block anyway, because his price comes. His price means he has to give you clean sheets and he has to give you assists, but that wasn't coming recently. So I was at least gonna try for Robertson, and I ended up going with Bellerin.
I love
big
that.
Big buy. We spoke about him.
I love that move. I know you didn't get it this week, but he's been putting in points, man. He's the top scorer in Arsenal.
Yeah, and Arsenal gonna be good, but they had like a rough patch, right? They had Manchester City, United, Tottenham, Leicester, a rough patch of games. So I started the season with Aubameyang, and then I dropped him when I saw that those games coming up, and I was like, all right, I got to pick up somebody from Arsenal. But at this point, my midfield stacked, and I can't put in Aubameyang, so I had to go with Bellerin
What's
at
your
least.
midfield looking like right now?
The latest midfield now, which I quite happy with, is Son from Tottenham, Salah from Liverpool. I just bring in Ziyech, Rodriguez, and Fernandez.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I'm happy with that.
I mean, and you have the Trent money still, or you didn't sell him
No.
yet?
I had Foden before, so when I sell Trent, I had
upgrade.
2 or 3 million extra. So I was able to sell Trent, pick up Bellerin, and then I had Foden, thinking he would have do something for City, but City kind of struggling so far to score. And Foden, pep rotation,
yeah,
just
man, he come on and like
problem.
where he come on? He come on second half, right?
I haven't had any City
last
players
2
for
games he
this
come on
season,
second half.
but the City schedule is about to get better, so I'm gonna look at City soon. But I haven't had any City players.
I waiting to see them flow, man. At like in the final third, I'm not seeing that like what you see with David Silva, the off the ball runs, the creativity into the box. I feel like a lot of teams figure them out, and without that, they said Foden was supposed to be that guy, but without that player who could play within that box, I'm not seeing that right now. I'm excited for them, but I'm not seeing that right now.
Yeah, well, they're missing David Silva because David Silva have Real Sociedad right now, top of the league. Spain.
Chad, which team do you support, by the way? I forgot to ask. I think it's United, but I want to be clear.
It's United. You see, that's kind of been the fun thing, right, with Top Tings. So many people accuse me of supporting which team and whatnot. And then my friends in all the chat groups been accusing me of bias because everything they see I post, they look at it with a bias that they already support. But the thing is, I love the game. I watch a lot of leagues. Too much football. Too much football. But I'm a Madrid fan and I'm a Liverpool fan.
That's why by the time you said Trent to Robertson, I knew he was a Liverpool fan because in my mind I said but Trent gone. That defense just leaking goals.
From what age
though, Chad? Because
from what age were you a Liverpool fan? Because they had some bad years,
So yeah. Well, originally I'm a Madrid fan from like what, almost 20 years now. Liverpool is earlier this decade I really picked them up, and watching so much football and enjoying the Premier League, but I never really had a side, and when they had Suarez and well, actually before Suarez really kick off, but they had just getting Suarez and Rodgers was there and they were playing that good football.
Team. That was an exciting team.
That's when I say, I'm officially support that team, but I was always liking their football from before.
Yeah, I remember that team. They had Coutinho, Sterling, Suarez, Sturridge.
Yeah, that's when I was like, Liverpool. But before that, I was, always kind of gravitated with their football that they were playing.
Yeah.
From when Gerrard and Torres was almost winning the league,
Going into
going into you guys. Go ahead.
Going into that Liverpool team, I think a lot has been shaken up. I think personally Trent is not really a good defender. I think he's a bad defender, but he's a good midfielder. Right? If he was a midfielder, he'd be great. But he's
fantasy player.
Talking about fantasy now, I just see like that backline gonna concede goals, and that's somewhere. I think Vardy's playing them next. I'm excited to have Vardy. I might actually captain Vardy in that game because it's a big game, and Vardy's a big game player. And I seen like Gomez is liable. Like that young kid's probably gonna come in right back, right, for Trent. Or is Trent coming back after the break?
No, he's out for like 4 weeks. I think he's gonna miss
4 weeks.
that game.
But he'll probably miss 2 weeks. And I think they'll probably Milner there.
Right. Milner's is a steady guy.
You confident against Leicester because Leicester I think have 8 penalties already. So you guys got to be careful in the box.
Well, I mean that's the revelation of fantasy this season, right? Is the penalties.
Gotta have that penalty taker.
Crazy crazy rate. I think I saw a stat that penalties usually, or the previous records for penalties per game was about 0.26 or 0.27 or something like that. And now it's 0.53. So I was like,
Wow.
you gotta get them
Wow.
penalty people right now.
If you had to name 5 players who are must-haves to keep in your team and you just leave them in there, who are your top 5 players right now in FPL?
Let me write this down. Go ahead.
5 players you'll just leave in your team, must-have. You just leave them in there week in, week out.
Well, it's two things, right? Because the start of the season, I think, is probably the most important part of it, because a lot of people judge on preseason, and then you have some people that really deliver, and then you have some people that miss way off the mark, and then you have next thing, players who thought were gonna play and not playing,
Right.
and some people start slow and whatnot. Kane, who usually starts slow, and when do we start the league, in September?
Yeah.
I think Kane had a record where he never scores in
August,
right?
it was August.
Yeah,
He was
we
an
start in
August guy.
September.
We started in September. We spoke about that, yeah. So
Yeah,
Kane is a
start
one
hot
guy you
before.
must have, you would say, for now?
I don't have him because I find the cheap forwards delivering. So Calvert-Lewin, man, delivering. Then
Bamford.
Fernandez, I just pick him up, right? And I think I was waiting for them to get going because they were kind of starting slow, but it looked like, they started to pick up now. I think they had a couple of injuries. Marshall had a red, and so on. So Fernandez, although I was skeptical, I was hesitant to pick him at first, but no, they get going, so he has to be in there. I think you still have to have Salah. It's just a trustworthy fantasy player that just delivers every year.
Every week.
Before that, yeah, every week, And if he don't deliver for 1 or 2 weeks, then he's coming up with 2-3 goals in the next game.
Right.
I think out between Kane and Son, although I like Kane, but Son is a cheaper player, so I think you have to have Son right there. One of the players I started off the season with is James, and that's me coming from a Madrid fan standpoint, because people were saying that James not going to do good in the Premier League. James washed up. He can't play at Real Madrid. And I tell people all the time, James plays good with the coach that wants him to play how he wants to play. James is a very what's the word? Probably disruptive player. He plays how he wants to play. No matter what way you tell him to play, he gonna play how he wants to play. But if you let him play, he'll deliver. The thing is, he couldn't do that at Madrid because Zidane likes structure, and Zidane and James would always mess up the structure of Madrid midfield. All right, so back with Carlo Ancelotti, where he gonna let him just roam into the box and score goals and get assists. I think he's gonna have a monster season still. What is that? 4 already? 4 or 5?
That's 4.
Calvert-Lewin, Fernandez, Son, Salah.
Oh, Calvert.
Rodriguez.
All right.
Yeah, I think. Well, I wouldn't have said at the start of the season you have to have him, but.
So you think he's gonna keep it up for the rest of the season?
Yeah, man. I mean, the kid confident right now. He's confident youth right now. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel like I sold him the week that, as Richardson got the red, I sold him, and I knew he would sup. And
Richardson definitely was helping.
Yeah. So, but as Richardson come back, then I'll probably bring him in. But he takes away so much. Richardson takes so much pressure off Calvert on his end I just, he's not creative striker. But guys like Iwobi and stuff really slow down that team. And
no, something, when you say he's not creative, something we need to realize, I think, is that a lot of people underestimate Ancelotti. They say he's a man manager. He's not a tactical coach. I think what he did with Calvert-Lewin is great tactics. He streamlined his game. He told him to basically do the things he's good at. He just gets in the box, get a head on the ball, go get one touch on the ball and finish. Don't be running wide, because if you watch Calvert-Lewin in the past, he was running to the corner flag. He was making runs all over the place.
Right.
and he was ineffective, and a lot of people, including our friends in our group chat, were like, "This guy's a donkey. He's not good." And I think the genius of Ancelotti was telling him, "Hey, go to the box, go in the 6-yard box, and just be there to finish with one touch."
I agree.
And there's tactics in that simplicity. Do what you're good at and finish. And this guy, I didn't know he was so great in the air. He reminds me of like I don't know if you remember Oliver Bierhoff and these kind of guys. He's like crazy in the air,
jumping like Peter Crouch, all kind of thing.
Yeah,
They had the ball. No, he's good. Like, no, I give him it. Once that team has their full strength to how they started, I think you go back hard on James, you go back hard on DCL. I mean, Richardson's a little bit pricey, but that's a move I'm looking to make Richardson back, because I know everybody has DCL. So maybe when he comes back, he might be a differential. I need to climb the table.
I have a question, Chad, on one of your picks there, and this pertains to me, so I'm listening very intently. Give me a good answer. Before you came on, we were talking about my transfer next week, and I'm either going to move Son to Rashford, or I'm going to move Son to Bruno, but to go to Bruno, I need to -4. Which one makes more sense? Do I go Son to Rashford or Son to Bruno for -4?
Well, I had Rashford down as my United pick over Martial and over Bruno at first, because the price point for Rashford was better. And then I figure Rashford will probably score the same goals as Martial like they did last season, but this time he moved to midfield, so he'll get more points and he'll get that clean sheet bonus. But being able to fit Bruno and watching the penalty rate that we have this season, Bruno going to.
So I need to minus them 4. I need to minus them 4 points, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Rashford is a great pick.
Yeah.
Bruno, we know from start of this year you've been delivering from time you drop into the league. So
I think I'm gonna get.
If you can take Bruno, I'll take Bruno.
Yeah, because
if you have the money for it.
I think over a 5-week period, Bruno is gonna get 4 more points than Rashford and make back my 4 points.
Yeah. But then again, too, is my goal for this season was to have a good midfield. So how the rest of your midfield looking?
I have, as of now, I have Son, Salah, Barkley, Souček, and Townsend. So my plan is Son and Townsend to Bruno and Saint Maximum.
Oh yeah, when forwards then you must have some big forwards.
Yeah, I have Kane, Werner, and Jimenez.
Okay. So we go into strikers.
Yeah, I have Kane, Werner, Jimenez.
And my midfield is right now it's Salah, Zaha, Ziyech, John McGinn, and Trossard. And I have 1.3 in the bank. I have Vardy and Kane on top with Mopé. I could either upgrade Mopé to get Richardson if he's back to play, or I could upgrade my midfield for Trossard and go to Grealish. I think right now Grealish is a must-have to leave in a team, right? I think Grealish is one of my must-haves. I have on my list right here. For the price, Bamford is a must-have because in 3 games, he giving you 2 goals, right? At that price, 5.8, whatever he is right now. So I looking to make that move to Grealish because I feel like he's a guy I could probably captain on the right day, you know?
Yeah, and I was hesitant to well, I still haven't gotten any Aston Villa players except the keeper.
Right.
Martinez, but I was like,
last week, man.
Yeah, so but I haven't picked up Grealish or Barkley. I had Ollie Watkins for like a little while, and then as another transfer came up, so I was like, all right, you gotta go. So my forwards now are DCL, Bamford, and Wilson, which all of them are cheap forwards relatively, and they're striking. Wilson doing good at Newcastle. I think he might have a small injury now, but he'll be back. So I have a strong midfield, some cheap forwards that delivering, and then the defense guys kind of on the rotation. I think I have Bellerin, Chilwell, Kilman. I picked up relatively early from the time he came back, and he's been a good addition. And,
Chilwell is a must leave in a team. Must leave.
Yeah,
Don't touch.
Yeah. Chilwell doing the business, man.
Yeah.
My final question, Chad, I don't know how many more questions Darius have. My final question, a not so serious question. I don't know how many episodes you saw, but we had Hyper Upper on before, and he said the best he ever did in his own league was, I think, 23rd, Darius?
Something like that. Something.
And the Top Tings League has how many people right now? You have a
Alright,
lot of
so
people in
this is the second season of
Yeah.
the Top Tings League.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And we have about 730 some
700.
people.
Wow.
So we've just been
how did you
pushing
do
it.
last year? How did you do last year in the Top Tings League?
I can't remember. I cannot even remember. Last year we had about 300 people the first time around. And this year we more than doubled it, yeah.
Because I wasn't there last year too, but
yeah,
you gotta do better than Hyper Hopper, man.
Respect.
Do better than Hyper Hopper. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, last year wasn't too good for me. Who I was banking on who? Last year, I don't know. I had a good comeback in the second half of the season, but like I was saying, my start of last year was really bad. I didn't have a good start last year at all.
All right.
This year I started off decent.
My final question is looking at these next game weeks coming up. Next game week, Saturday, November 21st. What fixture? Because I looked ahead and I'm like, yo, this game week is what make or breaks players, right? Because there's no clear-cut captain in this game week. So if you pull up the fixtures, we have Tottenham versus Man City. We have Salah versus Leicester. We have, we have Aston Villa, Brighton, which I could see having the most goals. Chelsea, Newcastle, that might be something, but a lot of guys mightn't have the balls to captain Werner. Who you see as a captain this week on the best fixture, and who you see as the captain? That's my question to you.
Well, from my team, the easy captain there is Fernandez playing West Brom.
Right.
West Brom. They're not doing too great this season. I don't think have they won a game yet. I don't think they've won a game yet. And they've been giving up a lot of goals. Last game, who they play last? They played.
They held it down last game, right?
They held it down last game.
They held it down last game against Spurs. Yeah.
Spurs, right?
So that's even right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
it was Spurs, and that's why I captained Son, and they get one goal.
Right. So you ready to risk it all on again this week on Fernandez?
Yeah, man. I think you go with that.
I think I'll be doing that too.
Rodriguez and Everton playing Fulham.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
game too. I think United at home will do good.
That's it.
They'll get that penalty.
Chad, shout out all the Top Tings social medias and everything before we get out of here, man.
What do you mean?
Let everybody know what to find you.
Oh. Well, we're on Instagram at toptings.football. We're on Facebook, Top Tings Football. We're on Twitter, but that needs a lot of work. And YouTube, and that's been a whole reset. The Facebook one's been really active. We almost have about 17,000 followers on there. And, that one's been really, really good. But every now and then you have,
man. Keep doing it for the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Good job.
Keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Respect, man. Respect. And I have a whole crew of people that always talking to about different things. And trust me, they have a whole bunch of plans that we hope to kind of do and bring out shows and all them things. We started some shows before, but it's just, man, it's time to get these things out and so hopefully we'll have things coming up. When
things is laid out, come back and tell us all about it, man.
Yeah, man, we'll have to get which teams you guys support again? Because we did a nice series where we had different fans coming to talk about their teams.
I got a lot of teams. I'm a Juve fan first and foremost, but I like Man United. I support New York Red Bulls. That's my other teams.
And similar to you, I'm a big football fan, and I mean, I like Man City, so I'll leave it as that. And I'm a big Juventus fan, so.
Man City, like Man City, and you leave it as that.
I'll leave it as
Like
that.
you don't want to claim them.
They're 14 players or 13 players right now.
Oh, okay,
No.
okay. Like, no, but you don't have a game in hand, man. Yeah, they just they need Kuno or Jesus to start scoring.
Jesus is back.
Let's say play short up top, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Chad.
Thanks
If
for
they
that,
continue
man.
doing nonsense, they'll end up on the not so good top things. But you know.
Right, not so top things. Yo, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, man, fellas. Respect.
All right, Chad. Bless up.
The
All
time,
right,
man.
take care.
Bless up, everybody.
All right,
Good night.
everyone. Take care.
All right,
Good night.
later.